play on the weekends here in New York City in the summertime, we know the difference that we're amateurs and MLB are the pros. We know the difference why they're pros. They are elite at that level that they compete in, and they do that every single day in and out. They dedicate their lives to it. Which brings me to the point where he's talking about it in the book as well. He says the difference between a professional at any craft and an amateur at a craft is that a professional dedicates all his time to it. An amateur does it as a part-time um, craft, and that it's if you start thinking about it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back for another episode here, and I want to just jump on real quick and talk about the book Art of War and continue some other episode, my last episode, and I just want to really talk about. I found it really interesting when he was talking about the difference between an amateur and a pro, and I consider myself obviously an amateur when I'm doing my videos and doing my content creation because I am learning. I also played sports growing up, so I'm a big advocate of sports. And on the weekends, I do play some baseball, right? And we call ourselves the Weekend Warriors. And the funny thing was that I was thinking about it when we play on the weekends here in New York City in the summertime. We know the difference that we're amateurs and MLB are the pros. We know the difference why they're pros. They are elite at that level that they compete in, and they do that every single day in and out. They dedicate their lives to it. Which brings me to the point where he's talking about it in the book as well. He says the difference between a professional at any craft and an amateur at a craft is that a professional dedicates all his time to it. An amateur does it as a part-time craft, and that it's if you start thinking about it, start thinking about whatever it is that you're doing. We are doing on an everyday basis, and that we love to do. And most of the time, I know for me, when you have a 9 to 5 job and you do it to pay your bills and whatever it is you have to take care of, and then you get home, which I know I started making my videos after I would get home from work, and you might do a couple hours onto the night to go to bed as well, and you work on your craft. Compared to somebody, compare that amount of time you're putting into your craft as opposed to somebody that does it full time. Those great, I would say, podcasters, YouTubers, artists, whoever it is the industry that they're in, and they do it full time. They have the ability to do it full time. At the end of the day, I think they're gonna be having much better output because they're dedicated to this full time. And somebody like myself that I would do it part time, obviously. I wouldn't be able to put out as much content as somebody does it full time. Now, that being said, just because you've dedicated yourself full time to it doesn't mean that you're gonna be better than somebody that's part time. You have to put in the work. You have to use that time as your leverage to get better at whatever craft you're doing. So, what I really wanted to just point out here was, sometimes we say, I have a side hustle. I have a side hustle. I think Gary Vee mentioned this a couple of videos ago as well, where he says sometimes you have to take that leap. You have to go in 100%. You have to make the high side hustle your full time, even though you might not see the results right now. If this is what you want to do, you don't want it to be your side hustle. You want it to be your main, dedication, your full thing, right? And I think oftentimes we get lost. We do what we love as a part-time side hustle and what we don't love full time, and then we expect to see the results, right? And it's kind of like contrary. We're supposed to go into hardcore full time into what you love, and then if you have to on a part time, you have to go and do what you don't, just to be able to, I guess, support that. But I think the main thing is sorry, that's my phone right there. It's going crazy now. But the main thing you want to do is really concentrate and focus on what it is that you want to create, you want to start to bring to the table, to the world, right? And I think as anybody that's young that probably watches me here, try to focus as much as you can. And even if you have no type of motivation, no inspiration, because I'm a big believer of inspiration. A lot of these things are inspired. They're inspirations that I have, and I just come on, I make a video. But sometimes you have to kind of sit down, so I sit down and I turn the camera on and I just talk about whatever comes to me. And that's what the topic is for the day, right? And it's hard for me to come on here and script the topic, which a lot of experts tell us, you want to have a topic before you start a video, you want to have an outline, you want to have all these things. And I think if you wait until that, you will never really make videos on a consistent basis, because you're kind of forcing yourself to come up with content. And I think anything that we could talk about that is relative to you is content. So that being said, think about how you're going to be able to turn pro. And again, we're not talking about professional at a professional level where you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, but professional in the work process, in the work dedication, right? In the process itself, in the everyday mindset and mentality of, if you were to be at the level you want to be at, how would you go upon it every single day? What would your day look like? And kind of implement that on a daily basis, even if you don't have the success that you want to have right now. And I think that's something that's really, really helped me so far in just putting out your creations every single day, whether or not you're where you want to be at. So if you want to, for example, you want to be an athlete, and I heard also Tom Billy talking about this as well. You want to be an athlete, you have to live the athlete lifestyle. You have to wake up maybe at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, whatever time it is. You have to wake up, go and work out, right? Do your workout, eat a certain way, study your craft, whatever it is that you want to do, and really do that for the whole day, 7 days a week. Basically, eat, sleep, and learn your dedication, your craft, and by in due process, you're gonna get better, right? You're gonna have to get better because you're dedicating yourself to this, 24 hours, 7 days a week, and also understand that you have to, if you want to be that type of athlete, you want to get into the best shape of your life. This is the reason why you're an athlete, right? And that also doesn't that guarantee you the success, but at least you'll be prepared for the physical part of it. Now you have to get your mental part of it down, and that is all, I guess, all in unison, right? And I think it's really important because in anything that we're doing, for me, I would say, oh yeah, I'm just taking this lightly. Whatever happens, happens. That's great, right? But we also have to put in the work ethic first, and of course, not attach myself to or ourselves to the results, but we still got to take it seriously in the sense that you want to put in the time, you want to dedicate a couple hours a day to whatever it is craft you want to do, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is master your craft, right? You want to get better at your craft. You want to get better at public speaking. You want to be able to try speak in public places as much as you can until you get better and better. For me, in front of the camera has been a process, but if I go to the first day I started into now, I have made a lot more progress because of the videos that I'm making, right? The amount of videos that I'm making. Evan Carmichael, Tom Billiou, Jay Shetty, all these, Lewis House, all these individuals that have massive success on vlogs and video making techniques, they all say the same thing. You have to put in the amount of time in order for you to get better at it. And of course, if you have talent, it does help, but you can build yourself up to that by starting and just doing whatever it is that you want to create. And I feel that in the book itself, The World of Art, he explains it very, very vividly, right? The professional dedicates his life to it. The amateur does it as a part-time. So if we have something we want to do, that we want to create, that we want to start, we want to go to the part where we're dedicating ourselves to it full time. The only thing is basically an obsession. The only thing that you think about on a daily basis. The only thing you think about every single day. Even if you're out at a job you don't want to be at, you're still thinking about what it is you want to do, that business you want to start, the diet you might want to start, the blog, right? The social media page, the brand, whatever it is you want to start. That has to be in your mind 24/7. It has to be a dedication to it. And I know for me, when I was working, this is all I thought about, right? How can I make my YouTube channel better? What equipment? How can I make the microphone? All of that is great, but the content obviously matters. But my mind is always thinking about how to make things better for my brand, for the channel itself. So until you get to that point, we have to understand that to turn to the level of professional, it has to get to that point. It can't be part-time and expect yourself to be a professional at it. So, I don't know, something food for thought for you guys for today. We'd love to hear your comments. How are you guys getting better at your craft? Do you guys do it as a part-time, or do you actually take the leap and are doing it full-time? I would love to hear from you guys, or ladies and gentlemen, whatever it is that you guys are doing. How do you look at it? How do you take it? How are you implementing yourself to it? And has it helped? Have you seen results? If not, what do you think is holding you back from doing it full time? I would love to hear your comments, and see you guys next time. Peace. And true significance here in this world, and I think we all on the same journey. That's what we all wanna. I think at the end of the day, we wanna be able to know what are we here to do, and I think it's one day at a time. So let me cut this video short. I'll see you guys next time, and look out for my videos, guys. Thank you so much for following me. I appreciate you guys, and don't forget to like if you do, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.